We're going to be buddy reading Unfinished Tales by J.R.R. Tolkien in my Discord buddy read group. It's a small group of us. We read a book every quarter, some of which are big names, some of which are kind of more by the wayside. We've read Titus Grown from Gormenghast. We've just read Fifth Head of Cerberus by Gene Wolfe. We started with The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, which I think is great. And this is sort of a return to that, a bit of a commemoration of that. We're going back to our beginnings. Now, Unfinished Tales is an oddity. It's like the Silmarillion, published after Tolkien's death, edited by his son, Christopher. And a difference between this and the Silmarillion is the Silmarillion presents an essentially complete narrative of the events of the First Age, with some additional stuff from the Second and Third Age, based on the core documents that Tolkien wrote from the 30s to 50s chiefly. The versions he wrote in the 30s revised where he had revised them in the 50s. That's the Silmarillion. And there's disputes about the editing there, including Christopher Tolkien criticising himself in later years. But that's a book you read on its own, as it were. This is an oddity because it is a set of finished, semi-finished or unfinished things which are in sometimes textually unstable states. And in many cases unfinished in terms of they don't get to the exact point that Tolkien would have left them. So they are more like, the other parallel that comes to mind is the two unfinished, more just about started novels that are in History of Middle-earth 12. It's like that. Oh, well, this is just part of the history of Middle-earth. These ones are slightly different to the ones that are only in the History of Middle-earth, because I think there's a sort of they tend to be more complete. They tend to also illuminate key areas that people wanted to know about. So either they are the most complete things, or they are very illuminating. So, for instance, there's stuff about the wizards, aka the Istari. There's the history of Galadriel and Celeborn. There's a description of the island of Numenor. The First Age has two of the big lays and stories in one version, at least. It doesn't have Beren and Luthien, but it does have of Tuor and his coming to Gondolin, and the Narne hin Húrin, the tale of the children of Húrin. So the tale of Turin particularly. And these are versions, shorter versions are in the Silmarillion. So yeah, that's the kind of the appeal, is you've got these kind of either extra extended versions of what you could read elsewhere, background stories, stuff that happens off stage, things like Galadriel and Celeborn's time together between the Silmarillion and the Lord of the Rings, or mysteries, the Druidine, the wizards, things like that. The Palantirs, the Palantiri, the Seeing Stones. Now, this is nominally a 600-page book, but I will not be reading 600 pages strictly. It's about 400 pages of core text, and then there are notes, and then there's a glossary and stuff. So it's a 400-page book. We'll be reading it over 3 months, so essentially 30 pages a week. It'll be slightly uneven because some readings will be longer, some will be shorter. But yeah, if you'd like to read that with us, I'd love you to come and join. I will put the Discord link in the description, and hopefully I'll see you there. We're starting next week in April. Till next time.